Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Let's begin with the headlines.
Presidential Leadership Council drops Zubaidi's membership, refers him to prosecutor.
Presidential Leadership Council reviews security developments, approves measures to protect civilians and state legitimacy.
Al Arada honors the Study Club after historic promotion to First Division.
Welcome back and to the details. The President of the Presidential Leadership Council has issued a decree today, Wednesday, to revoke the membership of Aidarus al-Zubaidi from the Presidential Leadership Council and refer him to the public prosecutor on charges of high treason. The decree issued by Dr. Rashad al-Alibi cited constitutional and legal provisions as well as the declaration of a nationwide state of emergency following recent developments in southern governorates. According to the decree, al-Zubaidi is accused of committing grave violations, including acts undermining the sovereignty, political and economic standing of the Republic of Yemen, attacking constitutional authorities, forming armed groups, committing serious abuses against civilians, and obstructing state efforts to confront rebellion and restore stability. The decree orders his suspension from office, referral to the public prosecution for investigation and legal action in accordance with applicable laws, and formally drops his membership from the Presidential Leadership Council. The decree marks a significant political and legal shift, signaling a move from political containment toward the activation of constitutional and judicial mechanisms in addressing action described by the state as an armed mutiny and unilateral measures undermining national authority. Al-Zubaidi had been scheduled to fly to Saudi Arabia with other council officials for crisis talks, but never showed.
In a related context, the Presidential Leadership Council issued Decree number 2 of 2016 on Wednesday, dismissing Minister of Transport Abdul Salam Saleh Humaid Hadi and the Minister of Planning and International Cooperation Waad Abdullah Badib, and referring both officials for investigation. The decree was issued based on the Constitution of the Republic of Yemen and all legal backgrounds. According to the decree, both ministers are relieved of their duties and referred to the relevant authorities for investigation regarding their official responsibilities. The decree reflects an effort to reinforce institutional accountability amid ongoing political and administrative challenges. The move underscores the leadership's emphasis on governance standards and the rule of law, particularly at a time of heightened public security and economic pressure. Observers say the step signals a message that senior officials are subject to legal oversight as the authorities seek to stabilize state institutions and restore public confidence.
The President of the Presidential Leadership Council and Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Dr. Rashad al-Alimi, issued a series of military decrees on Wednesday restructuring senior command positions. Under Decree number 7 of 2026, Major General Talib Saeed Abdullah Barajash was dismissed from his post as commander of the 2nd Military Region and referred for investigation. The decree also relieved Major General Muhsin Ali Nasser Marsa of his duties as commander of the Al Ghaida military axis and commander of the military police brigade in Al Mahra. Likewise, referring him for investigation. Decree number 8 of 2026 appointed Major General Muhammad Umar Awad Al-Yemeni as commander of the 2nd Military Region, Brigadier Salim Ahmed Saeed Basaloom as Chief of Staff, and Colonel Murad Khamis Karama Saeed Bakhla as commander of the Military Police Brigade, with a promotion to Brigadier. Under Decree number 9 of 2026, Salim Saeed Ahmed Makhbal Kadash or Kadah was appointed commander of the Al Ghaida military axis with a promotion to brigadier. Decree number 10 of 2026 appointed Brigadier Khalid Yaslam Ali Al-Khathmi as commander of the 2nd Presidential Special Guard Brigade. All decrees take effect from the date of issuance and will be published in the official Gazette and military bulletins.
The Presidential Leadership Council issued decree today, Wednesday, dismissing Ahmed Hamid Lamlas from his post as Minister of State and Governor of Aden and referring him for investigation. In a separate decree, the Presidential Leadership Council appointed Abdul Rahman Sheikh Abdul Rahman Al-Yafi'i as Minister of State and Governor of Aden. Both decrees take effect from the date of issuance and will be published in official Gazette.
The Presidential Leadership Council held an emergency meeting on Wednesday, chaired by Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, to review recent security and military developments in the southern governorates. The Council discussed warnings issued by the Saudi-led coalition regarding escalating actions by rebellious elements and unilateral moves undermining de-escalation efforts. In this context, the Council decided to revoke the membership of Aidarus al-Zubaydi and refer him to the public prosecutor on charges including high treason and undermining state authority. The meeting also approved the dismissal of the Ministers of Transport and of Planning and International Cooperation, referring them for investigation, and endorsed urgent measures to protect civilians and public facilities, stressing that unity of military and security command is non-negotiable.
Member of the Presidential Leadership Council and Governor of Marib, Sultan Al-Arada, received today the team of Stade Sports Club, following a historic sporting achievement marked by the club's promotion to Yemen's First Division Football League for the first team in the history of both the club and Marib Governorate. Governor Al-Arada honored the team's delegation that competed in the 2nd Division qualifying tournament in Taiz, where Stade topped its group with a perfect record. Al-Arada directed the disbursement of a financial reward to the team of appreciation in their achievement and their honorable representation of Marib. Al-Arada praised the team's discipline, competitive spirit, and technical performance, describing the achievement as a source of pride for Marib's youth and athletes, and reaffirmed the leadership's commitment to supporting sports, developing youth talents, and enhancing sports infrastructure across the governorate.
The spokesperson of the Saudi-led coalition to support legitimacy in Yemen, Brigadier General Turki Al-Maliki, said the coalition summoned Aidarus al-Zubaydi on January 4, 2026 to travel to Saudi Arabia within 48 hours to meet with Rashad Al-Alimi and coalition leaders in order to address the escalation by forces affiliated with the Southern Transitional Council in Hadramaut and Al-Mahra. Al-Maliki said that despite earlier indications of attendance, intelligence later confirmed that al-Zubaydi had instead moved armed forces and distributed weapons inside Aden before fleeing to an unknown location. The coalition said these actions aimed to create unrest and expand the conflict. The spokesperson added that coalition forces, in coordination with the Yemeni government and National Shield Forces, carried out limited preemptive strikes to disable the mobilized forces and prevent the spread of violence, stressing that operations were conducted to protect civilians and maintain security. The coalition called on residents to stay away from military sites and report any suspicious movements to security authorities.
Yemen's ambassador to the Czech Republic, Mohammed Al-Hadrami, met today with the director of the Middle East and North Africa Department at the Czech Ministry of the Foreign Affairs, Petr Haldik, to discuss the ways to strengthen and expand bilateral relations between the two friendly countries. Ambassador Al-Hadrami reviewed recent developments in Yemen, including the armed rebellion led in December by Aidarus al-Zubaydi in Hadramaut Governorate and Al-Mahra Governorate, which undermined de-escalation efforts and promoted the Presidential Leadership Council with support from the Saudi-led coalition to support legitimacy in Yemen to confront the armed mutiny. The Czech officials reaffirmed his country's support for Yemen's legitimate government and noted renewed Czech assistance to Yemen's health sector through the Red Cross and continued support for Czech humanitarian organizations working in Yemen.
Yemen's ambassador to Poland, Mervat Mujalli, briefed the head of the Middle East and Africa Department at Poland's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Piotr Kozłowski, on recent developments in Hadramaut and Al-Mahra. Following armed operations carried out by groups affiliated with the Southern Transitional Council, which resulted in intimidation of civilians, Ambassador Mujalli outlined measures taken by Rashad Al-Alimi to enforce state authority and safeguard Yemen's sovereignty, including steps to halt any external support threatening Yemen's unity and territorial integrity. She also reviewed the government-led operation to take control of military camps in Hadramaut and Al-Mahra, carried out with support from the Saudi-led coalition to support legitimacy in Yemen, noting that the operation secured the two governorates and the temporary capital Aden. For his part, the Polish official reaffirmed Poland's firm support for Yemen's unity and territorial integrity, rejected any separatist or coup attempts, and reiterated Warsaw's backing for the Presidential Leadership Council and the Yemeni government in defending the constitution and state institutions.
Yemeni Airways has operated its first flight to evacuate foreign tourists stranded on Socotra Island, flying them to Jeddah in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The flight was carried out as part of joint coordination between Yemen's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates, Yemeni Airways and the relevant authorities, in cooperation with Saudi Arabia and accredited foreign embassies. The first Yemeni flight transported around 179 stranded tourists from Socotra to Jeddah. Arrangements are ongoing to evacuate the remaining tourists in the coming hours, ensuring their safety and facilitating their return to their home countries.
For continuous updates, stay with Saba Satellite Channel. Thank you for watching and have a good time.